All right, this is your burnout rules video for the amateur division for the youth/amateur NSC at Traverse. So there, first off, a couple general burnout rules if you aren't familiar with the NSC burnout format. There's gonna be a starting pad, you're gonna have a bunch of upper body obstacles, and then you're gonna end with no rests in between. So it's all upper body, no putting your feet on anything at any point. And because of that, it's judged by touch points. So I'm gonna tell you where all the touch points are, and every time you hit a touch point, that's one more point, and it is the most amount of touch points, the fastest. I've made it so that I'm hoping that whoever gets the most amount of touch points will win, and it won't come down to time. But if two people get the same amount of touch points, then the tiebreaker will be time. So for this course, you're gonna start on this pad right here. You're going to do these bogeys, only the red and only one hand per bogey. They're angled though, so they won't be too bad. I am gonna force that you do have to use every bogey in order to get to this nunchuck, which is a touch point. And then you're gonna go across these to the trapeze, to the palm tree, and on the palm tree, I'm going to force that you have to at least grab it once. After the palm tree, you're gonna go up to this black pipe right here that is off the side of the palm tree. You cannot go straight from the trapeze straight to the black pipe because that is not safe. So I'm forcing you to at least use one segment of the palm tree. And a reminder in case you forgot from hybrid, each segment of the palm tree spins individually. So make sure that when you're grabbing it, you just grab one segment like that, and you don't accidentally grab two segments, because you'll just immediately fall. So yeah, grab one segment to get to the black bar, which is your next touch point. Then you're going to take the horns off of here while hanging on the black bar. Don't go down and hang from here because you'll just smack the truss. But if you're hanging on the black bar, you're allowed to pull a little weight here if you want to, but I just don't want you to be fully hanging here because you'll just hit the truss. So you're on the black bar, grab horn off, put it on here, grab other horn off, put it on the next one. These bars spin, so you'll be hanging on the horn and spinning around them. The horns the way they work is you're gonna slide them up and then lock them into place with the pressure here. So they shouldn't fall if they're just hanging, but if you push up at all here, they'll fall because the only thing holding them in place is this pressure. And then you're going to do horn, 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 horn. Getting a horn on this third pipe is gonna be a touch point. And then from the last horn, you're gonna swing around and grab anywhere on the eyeglass here, which is your next touch point. With the eyeglass, so the next line is gonna be a bunch of eyeglass moves. Couple rules for the eyeglass. I'm gonna allow you to grab anywhere you want on the eyeglass itself. So the rings are fine, the bar is fine, the top of the rings, as long as you're only grabbing the eyeglass. You're going to take the eyeglass through all these sets of skyhooks. Each set of skyhooks is a touch point. So as long as it hits the set whatsoever, even if you go to it, it clinks off the bottom and you fall, that would be getting that touch point. By the way, one thing I didn't mention, in all of burnout, you can't skip any touch points. You have to hit the touch points in order. So you're gonna transfer this across. The eyeglass will go around. You can do any technique you want for that to get it around, including if you wanna try to do a huge move and go underneath or something like that, you can do that, but I would not recommend it because the eyeglass is pretty heavy and that's gonna be really hard to do. So across, around, across, around, across. Then you're going to go up to this ring. So all you got to do is get it to this set. You don't have to go around on this set. You're going to pull up to this ring, down to the salmon ladder bar, and then to these two rings, which is the invisible ladder, which is the final obstacle. Either of these two rings is a touch point. One thing I didn't mention, we'll explain this more in person on the day of, but you will be wearing a climbing harness the whole time through burnout. And once you grab these rings, we will have a mandatory period of time. We'll clarify this day of, it'll either be 5 or 10 seconds probably, for you to be hanging, and the one of the resetters will clip the auto belay onto you. And once that mandatory time is up, you can start the invisible ladder as seen on American Ninja Warrior. you're gonna be pumping these rings up, and if you fall, you'll be chilling because you are gonna be in the auto play. And this is something that we're gonna clarify day of, but we will have a system to get a bunch of touch points as you go up to track your progress, so that if somebody gets higher than somebody else, they should be beating them. So we'll have a bunch of touch points. That we haven't figured out yet, but day of you will see the touch point system for that. And then at the very top, you can at any point get your feet on top of the platform that's at the top of the spider there. And once your feet is on top, you can keep pumping it to get all the way up and hit the buzzer. Also, do not use your feet, of course, on any of the stuff that's around you. If you incidental, I'll give it to you, but try to not use anything that's around you, including the spider, the climbing wall, anything like that. And now let me go over the female adjustments. So for female, you are going to, the first line is going to be the same. From the trapeze, the eyeglass will be hung from the palm tree, so you won't have to grab the palm tree, you'll just kind of climb across the eyeglass. You will have, in addition to these two short horns, you'll have this longer horn, which should make it a little bit easier because you'll have more reach with your horn moves. And you are just getting to this first touch point, and then from there you're going to swing around, grab this hook with your hand, and pull up to the black bar, which will be your next touch point. And then from there you're going to lâcher to this black bar, ring, salmon ladder bar, and into the invisible ladder, which will again be a touch point for you, and then invisible ladder up is the same for open and female. So yeah, that is your burnout rules. Excited to see everybody try it.